Hate the way you look in video calls? Well, today I'm going to share 4 easy to implement tips to help you look amazing on your next Zoom meeting. Hey guys, thanks for clicking. I'm Katie Fehlinger, and on this channel I provide tutorials, advice, and tips for beginner and burgeoning video content creators. If that sounds like something that you would want to see more of, consider subscribing and make sure that you ring that bell to get notified when new videos go up. Okay, video calls. They are an inevitable part of our day-to-day now, right? Whether it's Zoom, FaceTime, or Skype, a pandemic forced so many of us online, whether for daily meetings, classes, interviews, or even just to visit with our families. And simple tweaks to your setup can make or break whether your shot is flattering or just looks nothing like the real you. So today I have 4 simple tips to help you look your best. Let's get into them, shall we? Tip number 1 is by far the most impactful part of your Zoom setup. Lighting is everything. Seriously, I cannot emphasize how critical lighting is. Good lighting can cast flattering shadows, create a filter effect, complement your complexion, make you look younger. I mean, the list goes on. Now, there's no one magic form of lighting, but there are a lot of good options available to you. And one may make more sense than the others depending on your setup. So let's go through the 2 that I have found to be the most flattering, and we'll start with the simplest. And that's to use natural light. A few reasons why it's so great. It's free and it's just really aesthetically pleasing. It's super flattering. So it's a great way to go, and it's actually my personal preference. Now, here's how to work with natural light for your Zoom calls. First, you need to find it. So you'll need a room with a window or several windows, or if the weather's nice, you can move your call outside. No matter where you end up, however, you'll need to position yourself so that the light hits you in the most flattering way. And really the easiest way to do that is to take your laptop, your phone, or your iPad, whatever device you're using, and just test it out. Now, there are several ways to do that. You can go into your camera on your laptop or your phone. Just make sure that it's in selfie mode if you're on your phone. If you're on your laptop, you can test it out in FaceTime without having to make a call, or just go right into Zoom or Skype and start a new meeting. And I'll quickly show you how to do this in Zoom. So you're just going to launch the application and hit New Meeting. Don't worry, no one will see you unless you invite other people into your call. And then you can see exactly how your shot looks and how the light is hitting you. So as I move around in this space, you can see that the light changes on my face and in my background, and just play around with it to see what looks the most flattering. What you'll likely find is that you and your background look the best when you're facing the strongest source of light. And again, what's so great about natural light is that because it's natural, it'll usually come off very flattering. So that's natural lighting. My other favorite kind of light to use is a ring light. Now, I've used this ring light for a lot of Zoom meetings, and it's 18 inches, so it's large. Now, you don't need one this big. They come in a range of sizes, and if you're just sitting at a desk using a relatively close-up shot, you won't need more than a small light. I recently got this smaller light as well. It's only 10 inches, so it's a much more manageable size. Now, what's so great about the ring light design is it casts a perfectly even light around your face. And because it's circular, the way this light reflects in your eyes actually makes them look like they're sparkling, which is just a cool added touch. Now, if you decide to get a ring light, there are specific features to look for. You're going to want a light that's dimmable and one that has an option to adjust the color temperature. Here's why. The dimmer allows you to adjust how brightly the light hits you, and you want the color temp flexibility so that you can adjust how warm or cool the light is. This 10-inch ring light has both, so I can get my coloring exactly how I want it and can avoid anything extreme on either end of the spectrum. I won't look like an Oompa Loompa, nor will I look ghostly pale. And since I take most of my Zoom meetings in my basement office / studio, and there are no windows, these become even more critical features. Now, I have links to both of these lights down in the description if you are interested in checking them out, but just a quick heads up, they are affiliate links, meaning that I would earn just a small commission if you decided to purchase through either of them. So feel free to go find these on your own. I won't be offended. I've also linked a few other resources below. The first is a full guide to my video equipment kit, and the other is a link to a video that I made with a huge list of gift ideas for video creators. So I will link that up here for you as well, just in case you want to check that out. Okay, tip number 2 is all about the position of your camera, and that's prop for proper angle. What the heck does that mean? Okay, I know you've seen this before. The person in the Zoom meeting who's clearly looking down at the camera. It's one of the most unflattering angles known to man. When you look down at the camera, you automatically create what I call the Frankenstein effect. Shadows form under your eyes, your nose, your hair, and as you tilt your face down, gravity starts to pull your face forward. That accentuates or creates the illusion of a double chin or flab or even jowls that you might not even have. How depressing is that? So when I say prop for proper angle, I mean prop your camera in a way that the angle will flatter you. The rule of thumb there is to put your camera at or ever so slightly above eye level. That will put the camera head on with your face, meaning you'll be looking straight ahead or slightly up at the lens. Now, how do you pull this off? Well, most desk tabletops sit below eye level, right? Here's where we start to rig things. Just grab a stack of books, boxes, board games, I'm grabbing my yoga block, whatever, and start to prop up your laptop until it's the right height. If you're using your cell phone, you can just prop that up in the same way and rest it against a mug or anything sturdy enough to hold its weight. And then once you have your props bolstered in place, you can adjust your laptop screen so that you get it exactly where you want it. Simple. Moving on to tip number 3, and that's practice posture. As kids, we were always told to sit up straight, right? Well, there's definitely something to that. By the very nature of a job that requires you to sit at a desk most of the day, you're going to tend to slouch once in a while, or a lot. And when you slouch, you look frumpy. But sitting up, by comparison, will immediately slim you and shape you. And on top of the instant slimming that posture provides, it reduces pain in your entire back line and increases strength. It gives you more energy. It even improves your circulation and digestion. So there are all sorts of great reasons to work on posture. But let's take your posture a step further when it comes to your video calls. If your video call is zoomed out enough to see your torso, you can actually position yourself to create a more flattering silhouette on camera in a couple of ways. To create more of a waist, scoot your rear end back and away from the camera and then lean toward it. This doesn't have to be super uncomfortable. A little lean action will do the trick, but what this does is create a slimming illusion as your body slopes away from the camera. And my other insider tip is one that can help give your arms a more toned appearance. So the trick here is to keep your elbows out from the side of your body, almost tucked back a bit. Think subtle T-Rex. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that slight change of position automatically engages those muscles, and it also creates that same kind of slimming appearance since your arms are further away from the camera than the rest of your body. Now, I'm not saying you need to sit in your next hour-long Zoom meeting in an awkward, uncomfortable pose like a crane drinking water from a pond, okay? But if the spotlight is on you, you want to look your best. And these are some at least intriguing ideas for you to try. And finally, tip number 4 involves your personal aesthetics. Tip number 4 is look presentable. So run a brush through your hair or pull it off your face at least. If you're comfortable, a little makeup can go a very long way. You don't need much. And choose presentable attire appropriate for the occasion. All these things are going to help you look way more polished. Now, it really depends on the image that you want to present, of course. So I'm not going to tell you what your fashion sense or personal image should look like. That's up to you. But solid colors, as opposed to patterns, tend to work best, and a collared shirt or a nice top is always going to look more polished than a ratty old t-shirt. So there you have it, 4 easy to implement do-it-yourself tips to make sure you're lit, angled, posed, and appearing just as appealing as you want to be on your next Zoom meeting or any video call that you have on your schedule. Just a reminder, I have links to any resources and products that I mentioned in this video down in the description if you want to check them out. And next time, I'm going to show you how you can incorporate a teleprompter into your Zoom meetings. So if you have a big presentation or you have to give a speech over a video call, I will hook you up watch for that coming up. And hey, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, click that like button, share this video with someone who might also find it helpful, and subscribe so that you don't miss any new content. You can also ring the bell to get notified anytime a new video posts. Meanwhile, if you want to take your DIY video content to the next level, I have an exciting opportunity to tell you about. I will soon be launching my signature online course. It's called the Video Production Project. It's an all-inclusive masterclass that will take you through every step of the video production process in an easy to understand and easy to implement way. And I am offering some huge incentives when you enroll, so it's worth a click to check it out. I've got the link posted for you below. And just one last thing, I would love to stay in touch with you in between videos, so reach out to me. I am on all the social platforms. I'm at Katie Fehlinger Official on Facebook and at Katie Fehlinger everywhere else. And I've got shortcuts to all my pages below, and I would love to hear from you. You can also check out my website, katiefehlinger.com, to see everything else that I am working on. For now, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. T-Rex hates push-ups. To help you look amazing. An inevitable part of our... Ooh, gotta get some cobwebs out. Zoom meeting. So stuffy all the time. Ugh.